There's a sea lion that keeps taking over a hotel pool and stealing people's lounge chairs, but instead of being kicked off the property, she's treated like the hotel's most important guest at all times. Wendy the sea lion knows how to relax, and she has great taste. So after she spends her mornings swimming in the ocean around Santa Cruz Island, she prefers to wind down poolside. Because the pool at the Hotel Solymar is situated right by the edge of the ocean, she's decided that this is her ideal personal retreat. She'll usually take a quick dip in the pool and swim a few laps, and maybe float on her back for a bit while enjoying the sun. Then when she's done swimming for the day, she'll pick the lounge chair that looks the nicest, and then spend the rest of the day napping. She's not shy about stealing an occupied lounge chair if it happens to be the one that she really wants. Wendy is highly respected at the hotel, and because she's around so often, guests are told about her as soon as they check in. But most of them already know that she's around because she's frequently featured on their website and social media. Of course, as playful and curious as she is, Wendy is still a wild animal, and employees monitor the pool area around the clock to make sure that she's always given at least 6 feet of space and isn't fed any human food. Wendy is so happy with the accommodations that she sometimes brings a friend to enjoy the amenities too. This walrus was given his own floating couch so that he would stop sinking boats along Europe's west coast. Wally is believed to have fallen asleep on an iceberg and then drifted in blissful ignorance south from the Arctic to Ireland, which is a very unusual place for walruses to be. After he was initially spotted, Wally decided to take a solo vacation across Western Europe, and marine biologists tracked him as he visited the UK, France, and even Spain. He then started making his way back up north, but during his 6-week stay on the Isles of Scilly, Wally started getting up to some mischief, and he started using boats as his personal nap rafts. Because Wally weighed an estimated 1,800 pounds at the time, and some of the vessels that he chose were relatively small, he ended up capsizing and sinking several boats. So in an attempt to be accommodating hosts, and to try to minimize property damage, the British Divers Marine Life Rescue crafted a floating couch just for him, which was really a sturdy pontoon with 3 sides to lean against. Wally took to the floating couch, and once he left the area and continued north, Seal Rescue Ireland also prepared a special float for him, allowing Wally to actually couch surf his way back up the coast. After a short stay in Cork, Ireland, Wally was spotted in Iceland 22 days later, which was great news for everyone following his journey. This confirmed that Wally was successfully making his way back to the Arctic, where he's now believed to be living a much more typical walrus life with all of his walrus friends. When this seal showed up in a Massachusetts pond, he refused to be captured. But after he turned himself in to authorities, they learned that he was actually just an old friend. The 230-pound gray seal was named Schubert after he was found swimming in Shoe Pond in Beverly, Massachusetts. He stuck around for a week, becoming a local celebrity and showing no signs of leaving. Because the busy area wasn't the safest place for Schubert, wildlife experts decided that it would be in his best interest to relocate him back to the ocean. What they didn't anticipate was just how evasive Schubert would be. And while he did show interest in the rescuers, he always stayed just out of reach. After a day of trying to secure him, the team called it a night, only to receive a call at 2:30 a.m. from the local police department informing them that Schubert had exited the pond, done the worm all the way across an empty parking lot, and plopped himself on the lawn directly in front of the station. On land, it was easier to coax Schubert into a kennel and transport him to Mystic Aquarium for a health checkup. There, they were actually able to match his spots and his scars to a seal that they rescued from Cape Cod in 2018. As it turns out, Schubert had previously checked in under the name Jekyll, and he'd found a roundabout way to come back and say thank you. He was given a clean bill of health and returned to the ocean. And the city put up a seal crossing sign to commemorate his journey from the pond to the station.